Right, so Tom Chilton here at Alton Park for the latest test for Team A on ahead of the new season. The car's being worked in the garage at the moment, so how's the day been going for you?
Yeah, good. It's quite unusual actually here at Alton Park because we started off with the old GP loop, which has a big hairpin at the end, which is very different from the hairpin we normally have on the slightly shorter circuit because it's got this big banking in. So we did lots of runs in that to get the setup right with the new geometry, the new 2011 geometry we got on our new Focus. Even though we got the old Focus behind, we're just working on that at the moment. And now it's after lunchtime, we're on the shorter circuit. I've just done a race run. And yeah, we're just sort of going from there at the moment. It's just one of those things when you've got new geometry, you're always trying to find out what does what, you know.
Big change for you this season, not just the new car which is going to be coming out, is of course the fact that you're going to be getting rid of the LPG engine. You've got the Mount Tune developed turbo unit. What's the initial impressions of the engine been?
They feel very much the same, to be honest, except I don't have to have a huge gas tank in the boot because people are scared it's going to blow up. That I think the biggest difference in the whole performance of the car is not having that big fuel tank in the boot. I think that's almost a bigger change than changing from LPG to petrol. I think the LPG had an advantage sort of earlier on in the throttle, and I think the petrol's got an advantage later on in the throttle, so it's just they do different things really, but all in all very similar on lap times, and it's just this one's a lot better on its tyre life. I've just done a race run and tyres look a lot better than when we were here last time, which the whole point in all the work we've done over the winter is so the car is better on its tyres. So I think our problem last year was not qualifying. We generally qualified front or second row. The problem was race runs, so that's what we're doing at the moment. So is there much of a difference in the drivability of the car with this engine compared to the gas, or is the main change because you don't have the weight of that gas tank behind you? I think one of the biggest differences is, like I said, it's not really me putting my foot on the throttle, it's more to do with the fact that I have the weight in the boot. The car now handles like a touring car rather than trying to make it like a rally car. So now it's a lot better on its tyre life, and it's good fun to drive.
Big job for Arena over the winter in helping Ford with the development of this global touring car. How much of a challenge has that been for the team? Because you've been getting your hands dirty helping out with it along the way.
I have indeed, yeah. It's the first time I've ever got involved, and I absolutely loved it. I want to do it again. I ended up spending about 2 months down at Arena over the winter. I didn't just do work on the car, I did actually try and be a racing driver and do my runs at lunchtimes and squeeze in like a 5-mile jog at lunch. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was number 2 fabricator down there. Royce is the main man, he's the legend. I was just doing all the little stuff. I wasn't obviously allowed to do any big things like world roll cages, but I did a lot of the work with the metal and bending it and fabricating it really, and I really enjoyed it.
So do you think it's helped you as a driver at all, because you've kind of got more of an insight into what's going into actually building the car rather than turning up to test and drive it?
Yeah, I don't want to crash it now. It takes an awful long time to fix things. A lot of work goes into it, a lot more than people realise. All the boys down at Arena have worked even on the weekends, Saturday and Sundays. I just went down and worked Monday to Friday like a normal person, 8 till sort of 5:30, 6 o'clock. That was my hours. But some of the other guys there were working till 10 o'clock at night and even getting there at 6:30 in the morning and doing weekends. I mean, there's an awful lot of effort gone in. We're now obviously a technical partner with working with all the technical stuff with Ford, and we've got a big job to do. It's really nice that we got Ford's help as well, but as I said, we're having to do an awful lot of work because we want to make sure this is perfect. People like Westside Racing, they have a disadvantage with the fact that they don't have enough budget to run their guys through the winter, but they also have an advantage that they can put their feet up and go on holiday and take it easy for 3 months. But I like the hard way because then we can develop the car to go faster for this year.
So putting you on the spot then, if you've been working with Ford to develop this global touring car, is it likely to lead to more manufacturing involvement in this programme, or is this still going to be wholly independent?
At the moment it's completely and utterly independent, it's only technical support. It's to encourage more touring car teams around the world to build the new Ford Focus, because obviously for Ford they're going to want to see their new Ford Focus being raced, not their old one. We're doing a lot of work with them with all the technical side of things, so that when you've got privateer teams coming along going, we want to run a Focus, we can give them all the right parts and setup through Ford so that they can be competitive.
Over the winter, I think quite a few people were curious about how the grid would shape up for this year because we've got NGTCs coming in, but it looks like we're heading towards what could be a capacity grid. As a driver, did you think that's what we might see for 2011?
No, I was not expecting to see sort of 32 cars on the grid. You know, I actually rung up Alan Gow after I found out that this could be the case. Are we going to have split qualifying sessions? Are we going to have 15 cars, you know, in one qualifying and 15 or 17 in the next? Because it's an awful lot of cars. You get Brands Hatch, which is a mile lap or not kill, and you've got that many cars out there in sort of 20 minutes trying to do their fastest time. It's not a lot of time to get a free lap. So I think this year you're going to have to be quite canny, lucky, and have some experience, because it's all about getting that one lap in qualifying to get on the front.
Do you think we're going to see the same contenders, the same teams fighting at the front, or do you think there might be someone who can come out and spring a bit of a surprise?
You've always got the best teams who are always at the front. You know, it doesn't matter what car you have. You know, there's some guys coming in this year, I think, with an Audi. You know, an Audi's a great car, but just because it's an Audi doesn't mean it's going to be at the front. You know, I think you've always got the best teams and they do the best jobs. And the best teams are Arena, International, RML, Dynamics, and you've got AAA and Westside Racing and Motorbase, and I think they are the top teams, and that's kind of how it's going to be. Now
Andy's out testing the car with you. He's not yet officially confirmed as your teammate, but is that a deal that we can expect to see done pretty soon? Again, putting you on the spot.
Yeah, you put me on the spot. I can't say. Obviously, Andy, it'd be great to have him on board with us, and we're giving him some running in the car at the moment to see how he likes it, because last year he drove the BMW for Westside Racing rear-wheel drive, and he's now driving our car, which is front-wheel drive, which is very, very different. But Andy was the Ford Fiesta champion, I don't know how many years ago, so he does like front-wheel drive cars. I've definitely given him a car which is quite fun to drive. He never gets out without a smile on his face. We'll see how things go.
And the overall aim for you this season, I suppose, Independent's champion last year, but you're aiming to go for the big one.
Yeah, I mean, last year was great, you know, to be the independent champion, and for the team it was very, very good. But this year, I want better. I don't want to be finishing fifth in the main championship. I want to be finishing first. You know, at the moment, I think we're going the right way about it. You know, we're doing an awful lot of work, and every single area on the car which I can think of, and they can think of, we've actually improved from last year, so it can only be better.